Today is Wednesday, Parashat Vayikra. We're learning Chok Leisrael, and we'll explain the Mishlei for today. En chokhmah ve'en tebuna ve'en etzah leneged Hashem. This pasuk says, no wisdom, no understanding, and no etzah, no counsel or advice, leneged Hashem, can go against Hashem. There's no such thing. Hashem is the ruler of the world, and no wisdom or understanding or nothing can be in the way of the will of Hashem. And a person can be so wise and so smart, but ultimately it's all in Hashem's hands. Sus mukhan leyom milchama veladonai teshua. A horse is ready for a day of war. In other words, yes, an army for a country needs to have armaments, needs to have the means of defending itself. But ultimately, Ladonai Teshua, ultimately the victory is from Hashem. It's not based on the equipment, military equipment that you have. Yes, that helps. You have to do our ishtadlut. That's why he says, Sus mukhan le'om milchama. You don't just cross your hands and wait. You take the proper measures to do your ishtadlut. But ultimately, any victory of any war, any project, is ultimately because Hashem made it possible. And unfortunately, sometimes because a person is successful, a person is able to achieve certain things, you might think it's all because of his way that he planned everything, because of his strategy, because of his power, because of his acumen, whatever it is. He might take credit for it fully. Yes, you do your part. That's important. You cannot just sit down and not do anything. You have to do your ishtadlut, but ultimately, again, L'Hashem at-Teshua, the salvation, the victory is only from Hashem. Next pasuk, Nivchar Shem me'osher rav, mikesef u'mizahav chen tov. So here it says a good name, a good reputation is better than osher rav, than great wealth. Mikesef u'mizahav chen tov, and good favor is better than silver and than gold. Many times in business, in many situations, finding favor in the eyes of another person is very important, is much more important than the kesef is ahav, than silver and gold, and definitely a good reputation is much better than great wealth. Next pasuk, Arish Ashir Varash Nivgashu Oseh Chulam Adonai. The rich and the poor meet, and the one who makes both of them is Hashem. The poor man and the rich man, ultimately it's Hashem who made them this way. And Rashi brings another explanation here. ואם אין נותן לו כלום, עושה אותם הקדוש ברוך הוא חדשים לזה עני ולזה עשיר. A person who's wealthy is approached by a poor person for assistance, and the rich person avoids giving the assistance to the poor. This pasuk would indicate, according to Rashi, that Hashem can reverse the roles, where the rich would become poor and the poor would become rich, because it's all in the hands of Hashem ultimately. Again, here you do your ishtadlut, but Ashir Varash is also kulam Hashem. Hashem is the one who makes them. Arum ra'a venistar, uftaim averu vene'enashu. So Arum, a person who is prudent, who's careful about his actions, he thinks things through. He doesn't do just things ad hoc without even thinking. Such a person, he sees certain evil, a certain bad thing, and he hides. He hides himself. In other words, he avoids trouble because he can see some possible trouble, and he's being prudent. He saves himself by hiding. Uftaim avru vene'enashu, but those who are petayim, who are thoughtless, they continue to pass on and they don't care, but they're punished. So a person should be careful and prudent. That's the idea in this pasuk. And the next and final pasuk, Ekev anava yirat Adonai osher v'chavod v'chayim. It is the result, as Rashi explains, the result of anava, of humility, is yirat Hashem, is that a person will become God-fearing, and he'll even have osher, wealth, v'chavod, and honor, v'chayim, and life. So anava is humility, can bring a lot of blessings because of the humility of the persons. These were a few psukim from the book of Mishlei that we learned today in Chok Leisrael. Baruch Adonai le'olam. Amen ve'amen.